The amount of lost history and abandoned places in Texas have kept this show on the air over a decade. And just when we think we've seen everything, another lost legend proves us wrong. Take Cisco, Texas. The infamous Santa Claus bank robbery took place there. The original Bankhead Highway passed near the first hotel opened by Conrad Hilton. And even with all this historical significance, there's still more lost history to discover in Cisco. Much more. This week, we're exploring the ruins of the world's largest man-made pool and the long-abandoned ruins of the Cisco Zoo.
Texas is full of lost history, from lost cemeteries to abandoned buildings, from the infamous to the obscure. Hitch a ride and travel across the Lone Star State, looking for hints of Texas' colorful past, our lost history. This is Expedition Texas, and we're gonna find it.
Cisco, Texas, a hotbed of historic activity in the heart of Eastland County. For years, we've been told by viewers that Cisco is a necessary stop for Expedition Texas, full of great stories of long-lost history. And for a long time, we've wanted to tell those stories and visit those places. We just needed the right person to show us around. That person is Tammy Loran at the Cisco Chamber of Commerce, located in that historic first Conrad Hilton Hotel. Tammy introduced us to Dr. Dwayne Hale, whose studies of Native Americans and his early raising in the area brought historical knowledge we need for our trip to the old zoo.
Well, the original zoo was in the base of the dam. They had a couple of small alligators there and things like that, but they finally sophisticated it, and so they found an eagle out in West Texas. They got the monkey down on the border as far as southwest Texas. Somebody found a mountain lion. They had all kinds of animals that you find around here, like armadillos, skunks, raccoons, and things of that nature. They had a bear that came from out in West Texas.
And with that assortment of animals, the zoo operated for several years, but by the 1930s was fully abandoned. By that time, another nearby feature became the recreation destination of West Texas. At the base of the dam at Lake Cisco, the world's largest man-made swimming pool.
The wading pool was next to the dam, and it was pretty big. And then you had an island that separated the deep part of the pool. And there was a stand out there they dove off of that was about 45 feet high. And it had, I swam in that some, and you had to be careful because it had a dirt bottom in that deep part. And there'd be some small catfish in there that might offend you or something, you know. But they had a big building there, and they had a skating rink on the top floor. And you see pictures. See, people took their senior trips out there. I read the Menard newspaper. I was down there researching Menard, reading microfilm, and in the 30s, their senior trip was to Cisco, to the pool. It was kind of like a Six Flags type place back then.
An abandoned zoo, the world's largest man-made pool, and a few surprises too, just a short drive away in Cisco. Well, I just went through the cave here where I guess the wolves used to live. Didn't find any wolves in here today. Cisco, Texas to explore the ruins of the old Cisco Zoo and the world's largest man-made swimming pool, both located near the dam at Lake Cisco. Our guides, Tammy Loran and Dr. Dwayne Hale, have taken us to the site of the old zoo. The zoo was abandoned in the 1930s, so we assume not much is left. But that's not the case, according to the man making his way down the mountain, known simply as Buster. Here comes Buster down the trail. I love it. Now wait a minute, what is this, Buster? What is this you guys? Is that for picking up?
A walking stick. I broke
Yeah.
the cable in it.
Oh, so I understand that you kind of dedicated a good chunk of your life to taking care of this trail and the pool.
It gives me something to do. Get out of the house anyhow.
Well, what brought you out here, man?
I was raised here more or less down here in this canyon. I was born about a mile down the canyon down here. Lived in it biggest part of my life right here in town. I learned how to swim in the old swimming pool down there. That was about 62, I believe. It was
Really?
a good ways back.
Okay, so Tammy, he's been taking care of the trail. He's already been out here a while.
Yes.
And he's already come and checked it all out for us. So when we go through these gates, tell me kind of what we're doing here.
We're entering the old zoo area that was built back in the early 1920s.
Okay, and there's still cages and things like that we can find out here.
Absolutely.
And a cave?
And caves,
What,
yes.
cave? Multiple
Yes,
caves?
Multiple caves.
We've
yes.
never been in a cave before. We'll have
Yes.
to go check out a cave. Let's go check it out. All right, Dr. Hale, let's go in here and check out this old zoo.
I'm afraid to.
Afraid to? I think you already took care of the rattlesnakes this morning.
I'm afraid I'll get caught in one of those caves.
So what years, Doctor, did the zoo operate out here?
I think it's about 26 to 37.
26 to 37, right at 11 years. And I guess grew during that time. Do you know why it ended up closing down?
Well, it's during the Depression. The city was already bankrupt.
Didn't want to keep feeding those animals, huh?
That's right. They didn't have enough money to keep going.
It looks like, Dr. Hale, there's asphalt on the road here.
Yeah, that was to keep those monkeys from hurting their feet.
While the trail we're on seems nice as far as trails go, this used to be a road Buster traveled many times in a very cool car. You ever drive on this road?
Oh yeah. Used to run a 69 Charger up and down it all the time.
Hold on, wait a minute, stop the presses here. You had a 69 Charger?
Yes, sir.
And you rode it on this road?
Yes, sir, sure did, up and down here.
Yeah, I bet you obeyed the speed limit the whole time.
Oh,
didn't
every bit of it.
Every bit of it,
It was
yeah.
a pretty good road back then until it washed away.
69 Charger's my dream car, man. I had a beat up one that I was trying to restore and I didn't have any money, so I had to sell it. Worst thing I ever did.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, there's heavy.
So where do we go to start finding some cages up in here?
To the left, right? If I can
To the
stand
left,
up.
okay.
That's a tree, all right.
Yeah, there's a tree.
That's the,
That a few times.
that's the one you hit your head on, huh?
That's the one you hit your head on if you don't watch it. Watch your head there, Buster. Glad you marked that for us.
Ah, now it looks like a zoo, finally,
Oh yeah.
instead of a trail.
I think we're coming into some of where the animals would have been housed. Now, what was over here, Doctor?
That's a good question.
Well, something.
Something really ferocious. You see all those bars in there to keep him out?
Yeah. If this was where the bear was,
Yeah.
I venture a guess he probably got out.
He
But,
did. He did get out once. I read about it in the newspaper.
Really?
Yeah, they found him out west of town. They thought it was a wild bear, and he's pretty tame. He came right to them.
Really? I bet that was scary.
Yeah.
The bear coming right to him.
There
And
you
now
go.
we're coming down quite a few more. Oh, cool. Well, Buster has gone into the cave in here now. What you got in there, Buster? Well, I just went through the cave here where I guess the wolves used to live. Didn't find any wolves in here today, or monkeys, or bears. But on Expedition Texas, if it's out there, we're going to find it, right? We're in Cisco, Texas, exploring the ruins of the Cisco Zoo, which existed for about a decade from the 1920s through the 1930s. Mangled cages and caves remain and are hints of a time when this bluff housed mountain lions, bears, wolves, monkeys, and more. As we head down, we're ready to part ways with Dr. Hale as we begin the next portion of our trek. Well, I think we probably put Dr. Hale through the paces going up into the zoo there. So we're going to check out the pool here in a little bit, and maybe if there's any water in it, we might go for a dip. But Doctor, thanks for showing us around, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed meeting you.
Appreciate it. And then we're going to go and head over to the pool.
Yes, we are.
All right, let's go check it out.
Better watch them, they'll be jumping in.
See you, Doctor. And then it's time to head back up a steep road to get a look at another abandoned road and a view of the world's largest man-made pool that few have seen. So we just hiked for what felt like about a mile straight up, and we're here now at the bridge, which is also the dam, right?
Correct.
Of Cisco Lake, and you say we can get out on that. Now, let me ask you something here. You said this was the road
Correct.
into town. So this path that I'm seeing here was the road into town from here. And it looks like there was even a house right here at the end of the bridge.
That used to be an old filling station.
Well, that was a gas station then, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
They called it the House of the Rising Sun. The sun comes over the valley, and the first thing it hits right here on that old station back.
Wow.
Lit it up about daylight every morning.
See, when you get on top, that's a big pool.
Yeah, it is.
That's where all the kids run and jump.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
where
gosh.
everybody runs and jumps off. I had a brother jump off of it, and I had a niece jump off of it.
Do you still have a brother and a niece?
I do. You know, the legend is that there are catfish as big as cars down there.
Oh, wow. You wouldn't want to hit one of those going
I
in.
always heard that.
So, Tammy, did somebody just say at one time back in the 20s, hey, we're going to build the world's largest man-made swimming pool? Or did they just do it and then found out, wow, we've made the world's largest man-made swimming pool?
You know, I'm not really sure how it came about, you know, if it was just by a whim or if there was some planning involved in it, but it turned out fabulous. Bob, these stairs here lead down to part of the inside of the dam, and what we're going to look at is when the actual dam was started construction. It's painted on the walls up here as part of the dam.
Oh, wow. So we can go inside the dam.
Yes.
Huh, cool.
And you can see construction on dam started September 26, 1920. And then as we go on down, each one will have some type of saying to record the history of the dam.
Wow. How cool is that? And you can see all the way down through it. Maximum width of lake, 2.5 miles, length of lake, 8 miles.
Yeah, our lake is known as the best kept secret in the state of Texas.
Really?
Yes,
Well, it's because all the information about it's underground.
it is.
That's the first time we've ever been inside a dam.
These were cabins that people could rent. A lot of high school seniors came out for their senior trip, and they would stay in these.
Whether you're a fan of beautiful bluebonnet trails, world-class professional racing, or taking in the simplicity of a nostalgic drive-in movie, Only one city in Texas offers all that and more. That's why Ennis, Texas is this week's Expedition Texas Spotlight City.
So Ennis was really established as a railroad community. That's how this entire city started out. In 1872, the railroad purchased a significant amount of land here, and it was later established as the city of Ennis, based off the namesake Cornelius Ennis, who was the mayor of Houston and a pioneer behind the railroad industry. One thing that's really cool about Ennis, we have deep Czech roots. So a lot of our ancestors came over from the Czech Republic on a boat to Galveston and then migrated up to Ennis to work on the railroad and other industries that we have within the city.
And while working on the railroad might be what first brought families to Ennis, later growth came from the booming cotton industry. And when those two met, Ennis, Texas was here to stay. But it's a more colorful plant that's given this Texas town its real identity.
So our Bluebonnet spirit took hold in 1997 when state legislature designated us as the official Bluebonnet Trail in City of Texas. From there, we have our 40 miles of mapped Bluebonnet trails. People come from all over the world to experience our Bluebonnets.
And while in town, those visitors will be thoroughly entertained by the nostalgic Galaxy Drive-In, where guests can watch movies in the comfort of their own car. Or if you prefer a little more speed, there's the Texas Motorplex, drawing over 500,000 race fans a year and featuring events like the Super Chevy Show in May and the NHRA Texas Fall Nationals in October. So plan your next trip with a stop in Ennis, Texas. You'll see why Ennis is this week's Expedition Texas Spotlight City. We're in Cisco, Texas. We've explored the ruins of the Cisco Zoo, closed in 1930. We've hiked an abandoned roadway that led us to the bridge across the dam at Lake Cisco, where far below we got a full view of that legendary Cisco pool. As we make our way down to the pool, we were able to explore some of the cottages meant to house campers who came to spend a weekend of recreation at the pool.
These were cabins that people could rent. A lot of high school seniors came out for their senior trip, and they would stay in these, as well as families.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So a good way to come out and stay near the pool, which I know is over that way, so I can't really see it from here, but the pool's over that way, lake's over that way, and the dam, and then another bigger cabin over here.
Correct. And then we have some up on the hill as well that are now privately owned that are being remodeled.
Okay. Can I take a look in here?
Sure. It's got a fireplace in the little living room area.
Wow.
You know, a little kitchenette, and like a little, I guess, little bathroom area.
Yeah,
yes.
Bathroom and shower. Very
Yes.
cool. Well, Tammy, we can't get into this one to look around, but this was a little bit larger cabin here, wasn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. You know, some of these would sleep 2 to 4 to 6 people at a time.
And more up on the hill. What a cool place for recreation and just to come hang out and camp and then go get in the pool, which, like I said, sounds a little tempting right now, but it's probably been a long time since anybody's been in that pool, right?
It might have been quite a while.
Well, I'm going to let you and Buster kind of lead the way here, and I'm going to follow. We're going to go over and see that pool. The shallow area of the Cisco pool was considered a wading pool, and there are remnants of the swing set and other features in that murky water. In the deep end are skeletons of the diving platform and a few other bits and pieces that survived the time, weather, and an unbelievable flood that filled the valley with water and spilled over the Cisco Dam. In 2016, unprecedented rainfall overwhelmed the spillway in the dam and destroyed Cisco's water treatment plant while taking a portion of nearby Highway 6 downstream with it.
It took out our water treatment plant, completely took out Highway 6. For over 9 months, people on this North Shore had to travel a different direction to get to town. It took them about 45 minutes to get to town instead of the regular 7 to 10 minutes. We were without water for over 3 years. We were on what they called a temporary water treatment plant. And it's been back up since I guess about 2019 is when we got that finished. And so we're glad to have it. We did have to move it. We moved it a little ways south. So it would be, if it was to ever flood again, hopefully it wouldn't, take it out again. But it's a beautiful place just to sit, if you wanted to bring a book and sit and the water, you can hear the water behind us and see the water, and it's just a beautiful remnants of what is left of the Cisco pool, known as the world's largest man-made swimming pool.
And there's so many photos of this place full of people.
Yes.
And full of life. And it's out here now, and it's peaceful and it's quiet and it's secluded, but you can't help but think about full of people and full of life. I've
experienced that. I can remember being knee-high and holding my dad's hand on a 4th of July, looking at the people in the pool, and there literally was a sea of people.
Traveling through Eastland County, the little bit of Cisco you see passing quickly on I-20 can be deceiving. The next time you're in the area, take the exit. See the first Hilton Hotel, the former bank where the Santa Claus bank robbery took place. Then head out to the new hiking trails now maintained by the city, where you can explore for yourself the remnants of the long-abandoned Cisco Zoo. Oh, and be sure to bring your fishing pole, because while the old pool isn't open for swimming anymore, it does make a pretty nice place to fish. Down the road, there's another lost legend waiting to be explored, and on Expedition Texas, we're going to find it.